Is Junkanoo Beach in Nassau, the Bahamas, worth snorkeling? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at in this video. So come along. Let's go in and see where the fish are. First, let's get a good look. There's Junkanoo Beach, and over on the right is a cruise ship terminal. It's a simple 15-minute walk from the cruise ships to the beach, and it is very popular, mostly for people who want to come lie in the sun or wade in the beautiful Caribbean waters. But we're going to go snorkeling, and we're going to start in that middle pier, which we're on right now. There's no diving off of that, so it's fairly safe, but we're looking back at the beach. There's the Courtyard Hotel, and it's a beautiful beach. We're out there before the 4 or 5 cruise ships come in, but at the end of the dock you can get a good idea of what the water clarity is like. All right, let's go. So we're jumping in at the middle of those 3 piers. It starts out kind of disappointing. It's a little cloudy here, but we are seeing some fish, and we're seeing some good structure as well as trash. Given there's thousands of people there when the ships are in, that's not unusual. Oh, a lot of French grunts, and they're probably the most ubiquitous fish we're going to see there. There's some coral, more French grunts, and there's quite a bit of structure, and we're going to show some of that and talk about what the bottom's like and water temperature and all that as we go along. So, some more French grunts. I'm going to do my best to try to identify the majority of the fish we see. Some of them are just on the screen too quickly, and I didn't get a good screenshot, so I didn't put their name up there. Nice little school of barjacks there. So we are out at the end of that middle pier now, and the piers themselves, they are metal, and they are rusting, and the rust makes actually a pretty beautiful pattern, and there's quite a bit of coral growing on it. And as you can see here, there's also a lot of structure in the area. How much of this is building debris versus whatever else, I don't know, but the fish love it, and as all divers know, if you find structure, you're probably going to find fish. Nice school of yellowfin mohara there. Here's a good looking piece of cover for fish, so let's go take a look. Saw a butterfly fish swim by real quick. Lots of sergeant major, blue striped grunt, gray snapper was there. Let's see what else is underneath. Oh, you know what those are. That's a lionfish. That is the invasive species that is quite predatory. In most places, they want you to get rid of them as quickly as you can. Well, we saw several of them as time went on. Notice a coral growing on that. There is just coral starting to grow everywhere. We're moving on, and there are more lionfish. So even if you're just out there swimming, you might want to be careful where you step. You do not want to get stung by one of their spines. So here's what the bottom looks like. You saw some grasses mixed before. Now we have some rocks and sand, straight sand, as well as the structure that we see. Oh, there's a nice little piece of brain coral growing. That is going to be on the pier on the right as you go in the water. Okay, that may look like a yellow tang, but that's a juvenile blue tang. You can tell by the blue on the fins and the end of the tail. Some more coral just growing on the pier, and the pier is hollow inside, and there are some openings, and that provides a beautiful fish nursery. But there's a schoolmaster snapper in there too. That's that big guy right there on the right with the yellow tail and fins. Now, I have no idea what this is. Some sort of egg sac? I don't know. If you know what it is, please let me know in the comments. Moving along, I'm not sure if that was an old motor that got thrown in decades ago or not. Here's a Nassau grouper. He's not going to stick around for long. There he goes. If you've ever fished for grouper, you know how quickly they can go into a hole and snap your line. All right, there's my wife. She's comfortable in just her rash guards. I was more comfortable wearing a neoprene top, 3mm wetsuit top. The water here is about 10 to 12 feet deep as you get out towards the swimming buoys. And here is a beautiful green sea turtle. They're just so much fun to watch. And you'll also have noticed that the further east we get, the cleaner and clearer the water becomes. I was real happy to see that. This is an overhead shot that my wife took. Nice view of the turtle. All right, moving on. There's a barracuda that my wife spotted. Now we get to the far end. We are over by the Margaritaville Hotel area now, and you can see there are some pier pilings and a lot more structure. And structure hold fish. First one I see is that Sergeant Major, and then another lionfish. They're beautiful. Don't touch them. Yellowtail parrotfish hiding there with the Sergeant Major. And just keep a look at all the nooks and crannies. There's some more beautiful growth on the rocks. Moving along. Trumpet fish. So far we've seen a pretty good variety of fish. And the water did get clearer as we went along, so I was real happy about that. And surprisingly, there wasn't quite as much trash out there as I thought there would. That's the Margaritaville Hotel on the left. We're at the end of those rocks, and we're going to swim around the rocks a little bit more, and then we'll swim back. There's a sand diver, and as I was watching him, I noticed motion up to the right, and there goes a beautiful yellow stingray. How cool is that? All right, Margaritaville, scanning to the left now. That was the end. And there's some cool structure there. And on the way back, we went out a little bit deeper just to see what was there. Honeycomb cowfish. You can tell them because they have two little horns over their eyes. Okay, so all in all, is it worth snorkeling there? Yeah, I think it is. It's only a 15-minute walk from the cruise ships if that's how you got into town. And if you have snorkel gear or can rent it from the boat, hey, it's a free beach. They're going to try to get you to sit in and pay for one of their lounge chairs, which is how they make money. If you want one, great. If you don't, you can just throw a towel on the beach. And if you can't get out or you're tired of paying for excursions, I think this is a very good alternative. It's plenty of fun, and there's enough there to see. You know, it's not the best of the Bahamas, but it is good enough. So, yes, for my money, I do think it is worth snorkeling at Junkanoo Beach. But like I said, we got there early before the crowd showed up from the cruise ships. The other thing you got to worry about once there is a large crowd, you may find out that there are jet skis right above you. So just pay attention if you are there during a crowded time. Now there's a third pier on the far west side, and we did go down there, but between the middle pier and that one, there was just nothing. There wasn't as much structure, and there wasn't as much fish, and quite frankly, nothing interesting compared to what we had seen on the other side. So my recommendation is, yes, go ahead and go snorkeling if you have the gear. Start at the middle pier, pretty much in the middle of Junkanoo Beach, and then swim to the east side, head on over, right as you can see here. And that's what we did. Hey, hope you got something out of that, and I hope that helps make your decision. Thanks for watching. As always, I am enjoying retirement.